Good morning.
Morning,
Morning.
How are you guys?
everyone.
Oh,
Welcome
well,
to
how about you?
20th.
Wow. How do we get here?
I'm very awake.
You're a little
Thanksgiving
fuzzy
Eve
again,
already.
Tony. You're a little fuzzy.
Yeah, my me today, so hear me at least.
It's all good. We can hear you. No, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, good. Today we
Tony's having
have
technical difficulties.
and then lovely guest.
Good morning. Oski
Thanks for
doski.
Okie dokie. Thanks for joining us, Robyn. I know these cold early mornings, it always gets a little bit harder once it gets colder. Then it's a little harder to wake up so early. But you are on the East Coast, so no
Yeah.
complaining out of you.
Yeah,
You've probably
I've
been up
already
for a
been at
while,
work.
right? You've probably been
Oh,
up for a while.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, I already have
funny.
like an hour and a half of work done. So
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
yeah.
Barely just got rolled out of bed. I did get coffee delivery though this morning, so that's awesome. It's Mike's
Oh.
birthday, so he's off work today because his driver's license expires. So he is heading to the DMV here shortly. So he went and got me coffee. So that was nice.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mike. I'm not sure if he's watching, but maybe he's watching from upstairs. He's dealing with the dog currently. Dealing with the dog, so I don't have to do the
Getting
whole
corralled.
jump up and she likes to go to the bathroom during Bead Maker and Coffee. It's the only morning every 2 weeks that she gets up.
Right.
Just on Bead Maker and Coffee. She likes to
Who
interrupt.
knows?
Yeah,
Yep.
she likes to interrupt. Yep. All right. Well, how's the last 2 weeks been, Robyn? So it's been 2 weeks since we've been home from SEMA. I know I had an episode of Bead Maker and Coffee right when we got home from SEMA, and it was a little bit crazy. So how's it been getting back into the swing of things?
I hit the ground running again, and it was also crazy in my shop, just getting caught up, and I feel like I worked nonstop for 2 weeks. So this week I'm slowing down a little bit, and it's Thanksgiving, and I'm going to take a little breather. So
Cool. Awesome.
yeah.
Well, for those who don't know, tell us real quick, because I know sometimes we have new viewers and stuff. So real quick, tell us where you are, what you've done in business, how, kind of a little bit about your shop and how you operate. Give us a quick intro.
Okay, so I was a 911 emergency dispatcher for 15 years. I did this kind of detailing thing on the side. I just enjoyed keeping my own vehicles clean, and it kind of grew to friends and family. And then I decided maybe I need a little space to do this in, and did it on my weekends off just as part-time. And then it became full-time. And so I resigned from my position at 911 this past summer. I've been doing this now in my shop for 4 years, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Goes by so fast.
Yes,
Right?
it does go by really fast, yeah, but I've been enjoying it. And then I've been working with Autogeek as a trainer and been there now 2 years. So I get to travel and do events with them and trainings and, hang out with you guys a lot too. So,
Yeah.
and I'm in upstate New York in a little town called Chatham. So that's where my shop is, the Detail Lab.
That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. So you were at SEMA for the whole week, obviously, traveling around on behalf of AutoGeek. I know I saw several videos that you guys did, so that was fun. And obviously we got to have you lots in our booth, which we always love. So let's talk about real quick, Tony, let's talk about real quick what's been going on at PNS, what's coming up real quick. I know we have some exciting adventures that some we can tell about and some we can't. So some we can tease about. So what did you just do last week?
So
Can you hear me? Oh yeah.
Worth of delay when I talk, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's okay.
Coding class, and it was probably the best week of training.
That's awesome.
Student was super enthusiastic, about learning. And, said for 12 years. Sometimes it makes me a little too simple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I was so happy by the end of the class. He learned a lot. kind of tends to focus on. I was just happy. It was a great time. The car, Ian's
That's awesome.
Vic got the training event, so.
And that thing turned out amazing.
So yeah,
those pictures looked amazing.
yes. I think it turned out really nice. Make it really nice for him.
Yeah.
I'll probably members training to the next month. Exciting that with that, but I won't say anything for fear of.
Yeah. Too funny. Well, awesome. Yes. So we, two things. So, let's see, in a little under 2 weeks. So obviously this week is Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is one of my favorite holidays just because I love football. So I'm all about the football, all about the, the days leading after, all of the rivalry games and college football happen. There's obviously NFL games on. So I'm a huge football fan. So I love this week. Love the turkey too, and all of the things that go with it. So this is I love this week. It's so awesome. And then the next weekend, we have the IDA shop crawl in Boise, Idaho. So super excited about this. We have a ton of people coming from out of town, which is so great. Robyn is going to be joining us all the way from New York. She's coming to Boise, Idaho just for the shop crawl. That map, I'm still trying to finalize some of the times and the shops. So the map is coming out hopefully today or tomorrow. It's a little bit later than we wanted, but we've had some things adjust. But it is going to be Saturday, December 2nd. And like I said, we've got people coming in from 5 or 6 different states. I'm super excited. These shop crawls are my absolute favorite events. They are so awesome. So it's kind of like a pub crawl, but we go shop to shop and just highlight the shop owner, highlight their story. It's just a good way to kind of break down barriers. A lot of times in the detailing industry, people like to look at each other as competition. So this is kind of try to break down those walls, network with people in your community. And then obviously, we have a lot of people coming in from out of town. And so it's to support the mission of the IDA, everything that we're doing. But we also have a lot of really cool stops on this one. And because we are in Boise, Idaho, we are very fortunate to have the Rag Company here locally. And so the Rag Company will be sponsoring dinner. So the last stop of the crawl will be at TRC. They've got a brand new store that just opened up with Connor and MVP Detailing. So super excited that that'll be our last stop. And then we'll have dinner there. And that is going to be an awesome weekend. I cannot wait for everybody to get here. My shop was not supposed to be on the tour, but it is now, which is a little bit concerning just because I wasn't planning on totally getting it cleaned and organized, but I will now.
You don't need to. Don't worry about it. We can clean it while we're there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. We'll be here the day early.
That's
That's
clean.
true.
We'll
Yeah,
be
sure.
organized, yeah.
Totally. So super excited about the shop crawl. Stay tuned for all of the coverage about that. It's going to be super exciting. And then I forgot to mention about this Friday. So everybody knows this Friday is Black Friday, right? PNS only does a sale on Black Friday. It's the only one we do all year. So we get asked all the time, we try to leave sales up to our distributors. We really try to, support them and have everybody go through them. And so the one time a year that we put Ian to work is Black Friday. So I just posted up the graphic for that on social media. So the sale goes from midnight on Friday. So stay up after your turkey, take a nap, then get up. Midnight on Friday, it goes till Sunday at 11:59. So go check out the site. It's pnsdetailproducts.com. We do have the new Radiance in both the quart and the gallon. They are available now. So if you've been wanting to try the new products, I definitely recommend this is the time to get it. So just put the graphic up. So make sure you mark that on your calendar. That's going to be really fun. Then right after I feel like this is a really long-winded story of what's coming up. Then right after the shop crawl on Sunday, everybody flies home. And like Tony mentioned, we have training that Monday, Tuesday. And so Tony's going to go to Hayward and I'm going to fly to Hayward because we have a special guest coming. Now, that's the part I'm not going to tell you, but I can't wait. It is something that we've waited for a really long time to happen. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. I'm sure you guys will hear about it probably the day after we get there, just because I'm sure some stuff will come out. But I'm really, really excited. It's going to be so fun. Literally, this will make my year. I'm super excited to see this happen.
I'm very excited as well, and it's just I can't wait to get my hands on the aftermath, the production, the product. Let's say.
Yeah. So I will say, if you've thought about going to training at PNS with Tony, this wouldn't be a bad month to do it.
So I should extend my stay and go Boise to Hayward?
Yes, actually.
Because you're dropping so many hints now. It's like
you should. Yes, it's going to be a really good time. So we might have to leak it out before, just because we will be advertising the training. But yes, if you've ever thought of going to training at Hayward with Tony, this is the month to do it.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a teaser.
Oh, Josh Pierce. Let's head to Hayward.
Of course he's in.
Yep.
Road trip.
Yep.
I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to give you guys some comments.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So everybody get your questions in. I've just got, so get your questions in. We are just going to do what we've been working on detailing, and then Tony is going to be able to pull up questions. Even I'm sure your questions aren't delayed, right? I'm guessing no.
Just Tony. I think it's just Tony.
I think it's just Tony. You gotta love that. You gotta love the dedication of these guys going on vacation.
Some comments about his Wi-Fi. He's using the dial-up. These are funny.
That's so funny. That's so funny. All right. So real quick, good morning, everyone. Thank you for all the good mornings. We do definitely see them. So real quick, my favorite part of the show, Robyn, is, as you know, what have you been working on the last 2 weeks, and what is your favorite product that you've used?
So the last 2 weeks have been a bunch of coatings and a bunch of maintenance on coatings. And because we've just had like gloomy weather, like rain, gray, it's rolling into that season. And being a rural area where it's like dirt roads, my favorite product, and I brought my own bottle, Mud Buster.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been using that on pickup trucks, on like the wheel wells and the mud flaps and the running boards. And I'll do like a quick pre-treat before I go and rinse the vehicle off. I just spray it real low on the truck all the way around, let it sit, kind of pulls everything down, go through, pressure wash it, and then go on to my normal wash. It's a saver. It saves time. So I love that. And I actually just use this on an engine compartment for the first time. Usually I use like an all-purpose, but I had Mud Buster right there handy. And I was doing like a quick engine compartment cleanup for a resale on a Tundra, and just sprayed it down, used a brush quick, rinsed it, and it was like new. So that was the product of the week right there. The past 2 weeks, honestly.
Yeah. I have been using a lot of Mud Buster myself for the same reason. I'm in Idaho. Everybody drives a truck, and just lots of gunk underneath there. So I love it for the wheel wells. Oh my gosh. It's just so great. And the pre-treat, along the bottom, just absolutely love it. So it's kind of became like every vehicle gets that now, which is great.
Absolutely.
So speaking of, as everyone knows, since the last time we met here for Bead Maker and Coffee, the Crystal Wash video came out. Did you see it?
I saw it. I just watched it this morning. So good. Nicely done.
Finally came out. So if you guys have not seen the Crystal Wash video, make sure you go to YouTube. It's the most recent one on our YouTube. So that is out. It's been great. We've had, a lot of interest in it. Hopefully it answered a lot of questions. And so for me, that is my favorite product of the week. I mean, it's usually my favorite product, but again, kind of to back up the Mud Buster situation is I love the Mud Buster in the wheel wells and stuff, but because we're already starting to get, our roads are just really dirty. So, I think from everyone, like, the fall blowing around the leaves, all those leaves have different environmental fallout on them. I mean, everything is just so, and it's like a sticky dust. It's very weird. So because all the trees, all the treatments that they've had and everything, it's all over the roads. And so same thing, the cars are just coated with nastiness. And so I have been using a lot of Crystal Wash on the paint, which I really love. Really love. Thank you, Alan. We miss Alan. Duo. So yes, I've been using a lot of Crystal Wash, also using a lot of it to clean around the emblems. I really love it for that. If you guys have not tried that yet, I love to pre-treat, the emblems, like especially like the Tundra. Are the Tundras just the absolute worst? What is the deal with that? I think it's because the letters are just big enough to see in between, but not
an older
big enough
Ford.
to clean.
I just had an older Ford. It was a 2013. So it's got like, the emblem on the door and then on the back, and absolutely Crystal Wash. I have a question since we're on the Crystal Wash thing. So I bring my vehicles in and they might have like some dew on them. Do you think that's dry enough to use Crystal Wash, or do I need to let it dry a little bit more? Yeah.
No, you should be able to use it right away. If it's just a little bit of dewy. Yeah, if it's just a little dewy, you just wouldn't want to like full rinse them and have them like wet,
Okay.
Because really Crystal Wash obviously works best when it can totally dry on the surface, right? When it creates those particles. So yeah. So that has been, and also just for wheels. I love it for wheels, man. It makes cleaning wheels so easy. I absolutely love it. I have a black Mustang GT 500 that I wash a lot and, detail coat, all that. I'm the only one that ever has gotten to touch it. And I have not washed that Mustang since August. So, and that's like the longest he's gone without a wash. And so it came in the other day, and the big Brembo brakes, I mean, the wheels were just like, there was so much brake dust. And so, putting the Crystal Wash on was so nice. It just is amazing. Just amazing. Happy Monday. So we've got a lot of people tuning in. We have Bob Phillips is on. I'm trying to monitor the comments on the Beadmaker Lounge because sometimes they come up and they don't say the name. So Josh Pierce, good morning to my favorite people ever. Can't wait.
Big.
That's huge. Can't wait to spend some time together in a few weeks. Me either, Josh. We're so excited that you're coming. You guys are
waiting at the airport for you.
Yep. You better rebook your return tickets.
I can't wait for this shop crawl because I am excited to hear about like other ideas, like what other shops are doing. Because you and I are very unique in kind of what we do.
Yeah.
And even between the two of us, we're different, right? And I just love to see what everybody else is up to. And
I know
it brings ideas home to me, right?
Yeah. And I love hearing people's stories of their shop. That is my favorite thing. And so this will be the third year. The first 2 years were in Oregon, and just walking in, and all the shops are so different. Their stories are so different. And the level of pride that people talk about their shops. I mean, there's usually tears, honestly, there's usually tears throughout the day. It is just the most amazing event. I absolutely love the shop crawls. I love hearing people's stories, and a lot of times their staff will join them, and to see their staff's pride and stuff, it's just so cool. So cool.
Nice.
Oh, Hans says, happy birthday, Mike. He appreciates it.
Are you going to release a list of the shops that we're visiting? Or is
I'm trying to get that together. So we had a last minute change. We had somebody that didn't have any staff in town to open up their shop. So that's how come I had to put mine in. So I just need to redo my list. And then at our first stop, which will be Steve Thompson and the Detail Doctors, he's got some other things going on. So I just need to work with him on how he wants that to read on the flyer, and then it will come out. So yes, absolutely. My goal would be to get that out this afternoon. I just need to chat with him for a few minutes. So,
because I'm going to do like sneaky, like little research on him before we visit,
Yeah. Well, in one of them, there's one shop that he just got a shop. So within the last couple months. And so he's still getting it set up, but he was like, I'll have it all finished by then. So I'm really excited about that. So that'll be a fun story to hear. So nice. I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be so great. We've got a lot of people coming. So
good.
Awesome. All right. Well, we can jump into questions if we want, Tony. I know you've been putting up lots of good mornings. Good morning, everybody. So awesome. Yes, we've got lots of people excited. That was from Keith. Keith, you got to register with Restream so that your
Facebook user
shows up. Call Joe Kimball. Joe Kimball knows how to do that. Mark Abar, good morning to all the peeps. Just a quick question on the new Dynabraid machine. Thoughts? I haven't gotten to touch it yet, but Robyn, you have, so you take this one.
Yeah, we used it at Air Force One, when they revealed it there, and it did the job we needed to do. There was a lot of excitement at SEMA about that, and I know that Dynabraid and Rennie were kind of like in a different hall, so I didn't get to go over there that often, but a couple times I would peek, and there was always people in their booth, hands on the machine, it seemed. And I know like Daniel Gill was on a car with like probably the whole week. He posts a lot of videos and pictures. He's a great TikToker. So it looked like the machine was doing a lot of work while they were there on those vehicles. So I think everybody's excited for it.
Yeah. I heard they're shipping now. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll be seeing much more of them in the coming days. All right, so this one, Superauto says, question, does the HD pump dispenser fit the gallons? I'm not sure what the HD pump dispenser is, but what I will say is if it is sold on our site, then it probably fits our gallons, but I'm not sure what the HD pump dispenser is. Do you happen to know? I don't know.
I don't. No.
I don't, but if it's sold on our site, then I guarantee you it fits our gallons. I've heard people asking for pumps lately. What was the one this week? People wanted pumps for leather treatment.
Oh, yeah.
Treatment, yeah.
I saw the picture like trying to fill the bottle.
Yeah. All right. Ramiro said it was awesome to spend time with Tony last week. Superauto, shout out to Tony with the dial-up connection. Yes. Fighting through the dial-up. That's so great. Gabriel. Good morning, Gabriel. All right. Now the whole crystal meth crew is on board. Question, does it need to dry does it need to dry fully to work? And does it also work if it stays a bit on the wet side? So it really is best if it dries and crystallizes.
Let it dry.
Because what happens, like the video said, is when it does that, it kind of breaks all that contamination away from the surface. I know that, I definitely sometimes work with it before it's fully dry. There will be like little patches that are still wet where maybe I sprayed it on a little too heavy. And I feel like it still totally works, but it really is best to let it sit and kind of dry, especially on the paint. So on the wheels, it doesn't necessarily dry on the wheels, which is fine. Because on the wheels, we're kind of using it to help start the process of that stuff breaking away. So I don't worry about it drying on the wheels, but on the paint, it really should be mostly dry just because that crystallizing action is what is breaking it away from the surface.
Sometimes I find that when I spray it, it's like, oh, this is taking forever to dry.
Yeah.
And it's probably just because my shop is humid. I'll have a little moisture in there. And then all of a sudden you'll start to see like patches where it dries and then it takes off and it's dried all around the vehicle. So
totally. And speaking of that too, there has been a few cars where like I've done it and just kind of testing gone back. And honestly, if there's not that much contamination, it doesn't really dry as fast. So that's the other thing too, is if you have like a hood or a side of a car and parts of it are crystallizing really fast and then other parts seem to be staying wet, it might just be because there's not that much contamination right in that area. So, if most of it's dry, I think you're good to go.
Yeah. Be patient, have a cup of coffee, then come back to it.
Yep. So funny. We had a question pop up and then it disappeared.
I don't know.
There we go. All right, Jamie the cleaner. Tony borrowed that Canadian Wi-Fi. Shout out to Doer.
Yeah.
I forgot where Tony said he was. I know he said he was at his aunt's house, but I forgot where that was.
That's because he was like frozen when he told us.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Alex Lovato says, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Yes. I'm excited because I only have a 2-day week this week. So I work today and tomorrow, and then I'm off for several days. I can't wait. Yep. This is from Lindsay. She says, you have help to clean, so don't stress. But the problem, Lindsay, is if all of you see my shop dirty, then it's not that impressive because most people that are, especially those coming from out of town, will see my shop before the actual shop crawl. And maybe you've been in it before. But the good part is like Josh and Robyn have seen it like in full blow up mode. So
sorry. It still looks fine. It's like mine.
It's pretty crazy. All right. First from Puerto Rico, the nice teal colored shop Sydney has. Yes. need to add in some more teal. I need some teal towels. Anybody. I need some teal towels.
Do you know anybody in
I
like
have
our world?
begged both towel companies that there's no teal ones for me. And I guess I should clarify. I have teal exterior towels, but I need teal interior towels.
Right.
All right. Super Auto. The crawl should include detailing the detailer's garage. Not a bad idea. Not a
Right.
bad idea.
Yeah.
We will see if we can
Should be fun.
set up a camera during that. Josh says, let's head to Hayward, Robyn.
Josh is always up for an extra trip.
Road trip. Yep. Yeah. It's going to be a good time. I'm really excited. All right. This is from Keith as well. Show us your bottle of crystal methwash.
It's in the
She probably doesn't have it handy, but yeah. If you guys watched the shop tours on, what was that? The rag company. It's called, what would they call that shop? They have a shop. What do they call that? No, I'm blinking. Anyway, garage. They have like a garage tour series on the rag company YouTube. And so when they went to do Robyn's, we saw that her bottle of crystal wash says crystal meth wash.
Right.
Yes. Jason Carl, crystal wash is an awesome product. Alex. Oh yeah. I think we saw this, didn't we? Happy birthday, Mike. Or just so many people saying happy birthday, Mike. That's so nice.
Yeah.
So nice. I mean, we won't say how old he is because I'm not even really sure, but we stopped counting, right? As we all do. Good morning, my favorites. I think that's from Bob Phillips, actually. Yes.
Hi, Bob.
Good morning, Bob. Bob went to a football game this weekend.
Is he still traveling? Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he came home yesterday or today. Driven Auto Wash and Detail says, had been wondering about Mudbuster. Lots of dirt roads here in western Montana.
Use it. Just use it.
It's
you
awesome.
will not be disappointed.
Yeah. Yep. And what I love about Mudbuster is it has that that like rust inhibitor in it, which is kind of nice just to kind of know that that's there as a little extra protection. But Mudbuster is kind of a funny product because it doesn't necessarily like foam like we would think that it would, but I almost don't even agitate it. I just spray it on, let it soak for a minute, and then pressure wash. And it's literally near perfect every time. Love it.
I don't try to foam it. That's why I use it in just the IK sprayer, you know.
Yeah. I love it.
Simple. Because then I can get right in there and up underneath the wheel wells.
Yep. Love it. That's Angela waving. Angela's joining us for the shop crawl too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So awesome. Let's see. Who is that? Oh, that's Angela again, saying she's excited for the shop crawl.
Good.
Very fun. Very fun. All right, Frank Opus. Good morning. Tim Jennings. Hi, Tim. We haven't seen you for a while. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Stay safe and have fun. You too.
Yeah, enjoy.
I love Thanksgiving week. Okay, this is from Jeff. So about Mudbuster, I've looked at it but haven't used it yet. Is it
concentrated?
Yeah, concentrated or ready to use. I use it ready to use. Honestly, I wouldn't necessarily dilute it. Yeah, I go for it. It is a pretty strong product, but I use it straight. Yeah, love it. Yep. Oh, all right. Good morning, ladies. This is from Anthony Brown Jr.
Anthony.
So great to see you at SEMA, Anthony. It was awesome. All right, two of my favorite. Oh, that's Anthony. No, who was that? Oh, Kyle Camus, two of my favorite detail ladies.
Kyle, who's always commenting on everybody's posts.
Everything. Yep. All right, so then this is, let's see here, Jeff again. Crystal Wash. Does it do the same as Iron Buster, but without the offensive smell? So it does and doesn't. So Iron Buster is truly just meant for iron particles. So Iron Buster is really only going to remove iron particles, so deep embedded iron. Crystal Wash is going to attack all the other environmental fallout, calcium, magnesium, things like that. So when you have all of that fallout, maybe from like ice melt on the ground, just different things like I was talking about, like in the leaves, all the sprays that are put on trees and all those different materials, Iron Buster is not necessarily going to help you remove those. Traditionally, well, Crystal Wash was actually came out and was invented before traditional clay. So then clay bars came out, and then that's what people use to remove that kind of environmental fallout. But so Crystal Wash is spray on, it breaks all that stuff away from the surface to make it come off when you wash it. So you can still use Crystal Wash or a clay bar, but Crystal Wash is going to be much easier to use when you don't really need to use a full clay bar, right? So Crystal Wash is just great to kind of hit everything. Now, that being said, Crystal Wash is not super strong on actual iron. It will help it, but if you have true, like where you can see the iron, you're going to want to use Iron Buster. So it just kind of depends. Like for me here, I really only see iron on vehicles that are on the freeway a lot, which in Idaho, we don't use the freeway a ton. So unless people are driving on the freeway, they'll get iron, or if they're over by the railroad tracks. So if I know that somebody lives in a certain part of town where there's railroad tracks, then I'm always using Iron Buster. But for the most part, I use Crystal Wash. One, because it does not have an offensive smell. It does not bleed purple, so it keeps my floor and everything a lot cleaner. And I much like it on wheels more, because we all know if you use Iron Buster on wheels, and sometimes you have to, right? When there's the iron, I just basically save Iron Buster for when I really need it. Or if there's actual iron on the surface, because otherwise just kind of all the stuff that comes off with the Iron Buster can really be kind of gunky. So Crystal Wash is great for mobile detailers that don't want to take a chance at staining their client's driveway. And then, of course, the smell. It doesn't stick with you like Iron Buster does. But I still use both products. I just pick and choose now when I actually need Iron Buster. Whereas we used to use Iron Buster more just to help us deep clean, to get to the cleaning process quicker. Yeah. And now we just have Crystal Wash to kind of take place of that when it's a better option. So we don't necessarily do the same thing, but kind of. Right. Definitely doesn't have the.
And go watch the YouTube video and then give it a thumbs up. But I think the video breaks down a lot of that information too.
Yeah, it is.
I find myself even rewinding and listening again, like what?
Yeah. It goes through the science a little bit more, and obviously, Dave helped me with what points to say in that, to really make sure we got that across. And so it really does break it down pretty simply of, how they both work and why they work. And so, yeah, definitely watch the video if you haven't, and definitely try Crystal Wash. I have yet to meet somebody who has bought it and didn't like it.
Yeah. And one thing with the Iron Buster I was going to mention, where you say maybe you don't have it for vehicles that aren't on the freeway, right? Mm-hmm. I find pickup trucks that have plows on them.
Yeah.
After plow season, they're just loaded with it because, it's on the side. Or bad brakes. It's a pickup with bad brakes.
Yeah. Bad brakes, or, if they live on a farm where there's any kind of, farm equipment tends to throw off iron. It just depends on the car. And obviously it's a lot easier to see, like if you have a white car, you can see that embedded iron. And you know what? I've had cars where I've gone over it with Crystal Wash, washed it, and then went back over with Iron Buster. There's definitely times that you'll need to use both, but Crystal Wash is the best first one to use, just to get a layer of that gunk off of there so that you can kind of see really what you're dealing with. Then it tells you if you need to use Iron Buster. It tells you if you need to go to a real clay bar. So I always kind of use it as my pre-rinse, if you will, or, pre-spray, just so that I get off all of that stuff before I really get into the nitty-gritty. So if you didn't watch the video, I did mention too, if you're using a clay towel or a clay bar, people will ask about where clay fits in this. So if you're wanting to use a clay bar or clay towel, you will still Crystal Wash before claying. If you're doing Iron Buster, you use Iron Buster after you have clayed, because you need to get all of that other stuff off so that the Iron Buster can actually really attach to that iron and pull it out. And so Crystal Wash before any clay, Iron Buster goes after any clay.
Yeah. And I think there was a concern in maybe the comments on the YouTube video, it seems like it's adding an extra step by using Crystal Wash. Well, it might be, but look at how
But it's a
thorough
2-second
they are.
step. Yeah. It's a
It's like
2-second step, and I'll tell you what, it makes the rest of your wash go so much easier,
yeah,
in my
absolutely.
opinion.
Jason Rose. Oh,
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh, Jason's here? Nice. Nice. All right. Love and hugs to you both. Hugs back. All right. Robyn from Hans. Robyn fights illnesses by night, right?
Is that the crystal meth wash?
Probably.
Okay.
It does. It keeps us
We'll
healthy,
talk
right?
about that.
Keeps
Yeah.
our lungs clear. That's for sure.
Yes.
That's so funny. Oh, Relatable Garage. That is the name of the series on the Rag Company. So
Oh, okay.
if you guys like hearing people's stories and seeing their shops, go check out their Relatable Garage series on TRC's YouTube channel. It's great. I love them all. All the episodes have been so good. So good. All right, Gabriel, high tone versus velocity glaze. What are the difference? Whew, you know what, Gabriel? I'm going to be honest here. I have not used either one. So these are old school products. So these are both some of the original products from PNS. I have not used a wax or a glaze, in probably 7 or 8 years, to be honest. Once I started two different reasons here. Once I started doing coatings, I think that depending on how you run your shop, it's very dependent on whether you do these services. For me, I caused a lot of damage by using really bad polishers early on in my career. So now I have this rule that I won't touch my polisher unless, well, I say I won't touch my polisher unless I'm getting paid, but what that means is doing a coating. So unless it's going to be worth it, I don't touch my polisher. So with my customers, and just given, and that's not just like a selfish thing, that is, that comes a lot too from, just the services that I'm able to provide. And I know that most of what I see is newer vehicles, and I know they don't have very much paint on them. And so it's just kind of my rule. Like, I'm not going to be removing clear coat or doing any kind of correction. I got burned enough times on that in my career. I don't do correction without doing a coating.
Right.
So I'm not usually using high tone or a glaze. So those are great products. They're great to kind of, rehab the paint and give it some life and things like that. But I just don't really do that type of service or see that type of car. I know they're both still phenomenal products. I just don't use them in my shop. And I'm not sure, Robyn, have you had a chance to play with them much? Or? Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. There's an answer.
Yeah. I only do the wash clay seal. I do wash clay seal or a coating.
Yeah.
Jason says high tone on dirtier cars, velocity glaze on newer vehicles. So I would imagine that high tone is probably better for like that older dry paint. Probably does a great job. So yeah, definitely, older, more beat up cars, velocity glaze. Glazes are great. They kind of have some filler in them. So they're kind of nice, to run some glaze over it after you've, done like a one-step polish or something. My only issue with that is, again, I don't want to put my effort into doing any type of correction if it's not going to hold. So, because the first time they go through the car wash, that it's going to come off. So, but it is a great option for like car show cars, things like that.
I have a really good idea though. So Gabriel was the one that asked about that. He should wait till Black Friday, order both, and then report back to us.
Yeah, there you go.
Let us know what
you let us know. Let us know what we're missing out. Maybe we're missing out on something great. I just know I don't use my polisher unless I'm doing.
He might have a space in his detail shop, to use those, and that's great.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, it depends. A lot of people can work on old classics and things like that, and those old paints, they love products like that. Absolutely love it.
Here's Steven. There we go.
All right. Yes. Good answer. Steven, coming to the rescue. High tone is carnauba based and velocity is polymer based. Perfect.
Thanks, Steven.
Love it. Love it. All right, JD, if Radiance ships to New York, will it freeze? Well, I mean, any product could freeze. So I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. I would say that as best case, just try to not keep any products. So this isn't just radiance, just any products. Try to not let them freeze. Like, I think that probably the majority of the products out there, it's not good for them to freeze.
Are they
So
asking like if it's going to freeze in shipping, or will it
I'm
freeze
assuming
when
that's what he's talking about. Yeah. Will it
Yeah.
freeze in shipping? It would take more. I mean, it's a really thick soap, so it's going to take quite a bit to freeze. It's not going to freeze maybe quite as fast as, like, say, Pearl. But, all products through the shipping process, they go through freeze thaw cycles, right? That's just unavoidable as they're being shipped. But there's only so many freeze thaw cycles that any product can go through. So always just best practice, try to not let any of your detailing chemicals freeze or be exposed to extreme heat. You will have some problems. So I wouldn't say that that's necessarily radiance. It's all products. Try to not let them freeze. Oh, Super Auto. What does Mudbuster compare to, Robyn?
Similar to like an APC, I would guess.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of find it works
Yeah,
for me.
it's going to be real similar to an APC. I would say that, where Mudbuster, I have put that in was on things that maybe I used to use in EnviroClean. EnviroClean is obviously dilutable, to your liking, whatever you're doing. Mudbuster, though, it does have, like I mentioned, those rust inhibitors in it. And for whatever reason, it's just a little kick stronger, right? And so versus using a regular APC or even a degreaser, I just really like it in those fender wells and stuff. I'm not kidding. Like, it just
And
does
it
such a
also
great job.
rinses better than an
Yeah.
APC, right? Like it
Yeah.
comes cleaner
Right.
faster. So
Yeah.
maybe,
Just doesn't leave it doesn't leave anything behind. So yeah, probably
it's also
similar.
not so harsh where it's going to like streak, if it starts to run.
Yeah.
Obviously, spray from the bottom up is what I'm typically doing, but if you do
Yeah.
see it run, it doesn't streak like some do.
Yeah, for sure. Great point. Great point. Okay, Briley, I saw this actually come up online this weekend. So curious on radiance. Are you using 6 ounces per gallon? So I know that that's what the instructions say. I have used much less than that. So most of you guys know I typically am doing rinseless washes with Absolute, but when I do a soap and bucket wash, I'm usually using Radiance. So I usually do it in a foam cannon. I really like it in a foam cannon. I don't know my dilution rate because I just kind of pour like some in a foam cannon and then fill it up with water. But in this bucket, I've never used 6 ounces and it's totally great. So I would say my best answer here is just experiment and see what you are liking. Both in the foam cannon and the bucket, you're going to have to kind of experiment because I think that the 6 ounces is if you want it like super foamy, super bubbly, especially in the foam cannon. If you want it like shaving cream foam, you're going to need to use more. If you want more of the wet foam, you use less. So I'm not a big shaving cream foam person because I think it takes forever to rinse the car. So I just, I would just say figure out what you like. It's very, very, it's a very thick shampoo and it's going to create a lot of, foaming action. So just play with it and see what you like. But there's plenty of all the good stuff in the water, even if you only use like 3 ounces. So play with it and see what you like. But I use less than what is recommended. Robyn, have you had a chance to use Radiance yet? Okay, it's great. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Jason Carl says Crystal Wash works on stainless steel, passenger cars, and trains. Yes. Yep. I think it pretty much can go on everything. The only thing that Crystal Wash could leave a stain on would be what I've noticed is front windshields. So I have had it kind of stain a front windshield. However, so easy to remedy with crystal or with Clarity Cream. So if you do have to spray it on a front windshield, just know that all you're going to have to do is buzz back over it with Clarity Cream and you're going to be totally fine.
I used a lot of Clarity Cream this week. A lot.
Yeah. Yep.
So many windshields.
Yep. All right. Mario says, hello from Canada. What's the benefits to mixing Bead Maker and Dream Maker and what's the ratio? So I believe the ratio is Jamie.
Or Shamey.
He's going to be so disappointed in me. I want to say it's 10 to 1. Does that sound right? 10 to 1? Yes, Tony,
Here
coming
it
in
is, 10 to 1.
chat, 10 to 1. So it is 10 to 1. The benefits, I feel like, so that's 10 parts bead maker, 1 part dream maker. The sun, I'm trying to block the sun rays in my window here. The benefits of it is I use it as like my pre-delivery spray. So it's kind of my final touch. I walk, inside, outside, it's kind of my final delivery spray. I like it as a drying aid. So the benefit to doing it that way, I feel, is it's a little bit less fussy with the wipe off by having the Dream Maker in there. Whereas Bead Maker, you have to you got to make sure you get it all, kind of buffed out so that it doesn't leave any streaks. So I feel like it's a little bit easier to work with in that way. It smells fantastic. And it's just a really nice, simple, kind of final touch spray or drying aid. If I'm just washing my car, it's like my final touch up spray. I probably use this combination on every single car though, in some fashion. So I love it. I recommend mixing some up and seeing how you feel about it, but I really love it. Do you use it, Robyn?
I haven't used it.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm behind the times here.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm the old school. Don't mix things if we don't have
mix
to.
things. You're the one that's following the rules.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, Ramiro. Where is Keith for this one? LOL. If I'm not mistaken, high tone is solvent-based wax and velocity glaze is more like a traditional wax. Yeah, Keith, come on. Well, Steven kind of answered. So
Steven took care of it.
Yeah, Steven took care of it. Where's Keith when you need him? He's here in the comments, I think.
There it is.
Yes. Yep. There it is. Thank you, Steven. Ramiro, I saw in the comments he's not going to be there when we're there in a couple weeks. Such a bummer.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Amber Atkinson says, I use rinseless for my main wash. What PNS products would you recommend for regular monthly pre-wash? I have used various citrus, APC, degreasers. Just wondering what you would recommend for PNS.
Oh, so I did something that you talked about a few weeks ago on Bead Maker Coffee, which is Epic.
Mm-hmm.
An absolute
Epic.
Absolute. Like in that order. Epic.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Totally.
It changed
totally.
the name on that one. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I still use Epic as my pre-spray. I know, for those that don't want to have a lot of products, Absolute still works spraying it on as a pre-spray, but I'm telling you that Epic as the pre-spray is absolutely amazing. So like we've mentioned earlier, I'll still use, Mud Buster, and I still do my wheels and tires totally the normal way, even when I'm doing rinseless wash. But if I'm unclogging a coating, then I'll use Crystal Wash as my pre-spray just on the lower parts. And then I use Epic everywhere else. But for the most part, when the car comes in and I'm getting ready to wash it, I literally put Epic in a IK sprayer and I literally spray the entire car down with Epic. And then it takes a long time to dry. And so it doesn't need to dry. And so, but you've got literally you can spray the entire car at one time and you're fine.
Oh yeah.
And so I just spray the entire car down, and Epic is the waterless wash. So it is a ready to use. It is meant to be sprayed on, wiped off, kind of for whenever people need a waterless wash, which is different than a rinseless wash, which you're still using a bucket generally. So it has more of those polymers in it. So it's going to lift the dirt away from the surface much easier, faster. But the thing I like the most about Epic is it's so much more, it's thicker. And so it tends to cling on the surface for longer. Yeah. And there's just something it makes it so nice to wash, right? It's got a lot of lubricity. It's great. Yep. Absolutely.
It feels good. It's like a silky feel when you wipe dirt away.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So it pulls it down and then just wipe it.
Yeah. That is
doing that on a lot of
love Epic as the pre-spray, especially in the winter. The winter. Yeah. Yep. Everyone. Oh, Keith. There's Keith coming in hot at the end. High tone is solvent based product and velocity is polymer based. Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
All right. Yes. If you're cold, they're cold. Pets and products. Oh, that's such a good.
Bring them inside.
Yes. Yeah. Try to figure out how to keep your products warm. They like to be temperature consistent, just like myself. Yes.
Yep.
Yep. All right, JD. I was more curious about the shipping process. I really want to try it, but have had to wait for detailed image to have it in stock. Thanks for answering. Yeah, so I mean, that's just part of the shipping deal. Things do freeze, but like I said, certain products, like I know Bead Maker, we expect them to go through a couple freeze thaw cycles. So it is very, very thick. So it's going to take much longer to freeze than most products. So
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine. Yeah. I think you'll be good. All right. Super Auto. Sydney just broke Jamie's heart. Was that because I didn't know the ratio?
You don't know the ratio. Yeah. Now
Oh,
we do.
man.
Now we
I
do.
know it. I'm just teasing. I know it. Remember, you guys, I'm supposed to like play the part like I don't do it.
Yeah. Like
Even
me,
though I
I just
literally
don't.
just said I use it on every car. All right, driven auto wash and detail. Has the leather scent dropped yet? I get more positive comments when I use the conditioner on details. I do not believe, but it should be any day now. So I will try to get an update on that for you. But it should be any time. I know I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Those two, I'm so excited about both of them. The leather and the strawberry lemon. So excited.
The leather was awesome at SEMA.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes. Gabriel, Lucid, 1 layer of 2. And if so, how much, or if 2, how much time in between? So do 2, and I would wait 45 minutes to an hour in between coats. And then I would always follow up with Defender in 45 minutes for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, I see. Yes, Super Auto Clean Maker should be renamed the Goat Maker. Well, that would be super funny unless somebody was shopping in a store and read that and wasn't sure where to go with that.
The goat.
The Goat Maker. I like that. Oh gosh. Okay, so this is what he meant. Sydney just broke Jamie's heart is not being into thick foam because Jamie really likes the
Oh,
thick foam.
the shaving cream.
That's just a patience thing. I don't have patience to sit there and rinse. So Jamie's like the king of foam, and I mean, I do like 3 foam washes a year, and 2.5 of them are on my own car.
Yeah. I don't do it that often either.
I don't. Yeah.
Just
All
go straight
right.
to the point. Straight to washing.
Yeah, Super Auto is epic, dilutable, and still effective as a pre-spray. I would not dilute it. Because it's a ready to use and it's so thick, I just feel like then you are just using an extra product without, it's just going to make it more the strength of like Absolute. And so I would not. The reason we're using Epic as the pre-spray is because of how thick it is. So I would not dilute it.
And how slippery it is.
Yeah. And I'm also not sure, I've never diluted Epic before, but I'm not sure that I mean, I guess it could be diluted because we used to be able to use it as a rinseless wash, but I don't know. I would feel like I had to shake it all the time. So, yeah.
Use it as is.
Yeah. Oh, Tony's given us he's worried about his internet. He's fine. You're good, Tony. All right. Let's see. Who is this? Oh, this is from Keith. Man, Keith. We monitor the freight lines, and if we think there's a chance that we would have severe cold, we'll wait to make sure to avoid freezing. So
good to know. Wow.
Yeah, this time of year is always a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
However, shipping all over the world, it's definitely going to freeze somewhere, right?
Yeah. It'll freeze here.
Mm-hmm. My guy Kirby Thompson. Good morning, Sydney, Robyn, and Tony. I just quit my bike ride due to rain, so please carry on. Bummer. Man, it rained like crazy here yesterday, but today we've got sunshine. So
that's good. We'll keep that sunshine for when I get there in a week.
Yeah, I hope. I know.
I need it.
I know. Yeah. I hope. It was 60 degrees on Thursday and Friday here. It was so crazy. We normally have snow. Super Auto, like a Polaroid picture or like a salt shaker? What's he talking about? Shaken.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture?
Yeah. Sometimes these questions come in too late, and then I'm like, what were we talking about? Shaking something. Too funny. All right, Kirk Wilson. My mentor swore by Epic, and he diluted it, but I didn't like it at all. I tried it undiluted and it was better, but I still prefer Absolute personally. Great. I mean, they're both, you know what? And honestly, they do the same thing. So by no means is using Absolute as a pre-spray not a good idea. I just personally like it because it hangs on the surface longer. They're both doing the same effectiveness. So, I mean, if you like Absolute better, then go for it.
Right.
Absolutely. I just had 5 gallons of Epic before Absolute came out, and so I'm still working my way through that, and I still just love it. I love it. I love the way they 2 work together, so all right. Well, you all, it
Ooh,
is
good job,
about
Tony.
yes, good job, Tony. He is closing out the show to us because of his dial-up connection. So thank you, Tony, for being here with us this morning, though. We very much appreciate it. And you guys go check out, I just posted the graphic for the Black Friday sale. So go check that out. It's really exciting. And stay tuned for that this week. That'll be really fun. And then watch not this weekend, but next weekend for the shop crawl. We're super excited about that. If you have any questions about that, let me know. If you have any questions about bringing one to your area, definitely let me know. We can kind of help you walk through that. But I promise you, of all the events that I've gotten to go in the detailing industry, MTE, SEMA, everything, the shop crawls are my favorite events that I've ever been to. Absolutely favorite. They're so great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. Cannot wait. So thank you, Robyn, for being here today. Very much appreciate it. Can't wait to see you in 2 weeks. Everybody have a fantastic Thanksgiving. And did I miss anything other than go sign up for training, right?
Yes, all the trainings.
Yes, go check out the PNS training with Tony on what would that be, the 5th and the 6th? No,
Yep.
the 4th and the 5th.
4th and the 5th.
4th and the 5th. Man, Tony just always coming up in the chat. He's so great. So 4th and 5th, registration is on the PNS website. You definitely won't want to miss it. We'll have special guests there, which we're so excited about. Romero, thanks for the amazing podcast. Safe travels and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. You too. I'm so bummed that I'll be missing you when we're there. And if you have not watched, make sure you go watch the Crystal Wash video. And everyone have a really fantastic Thanksgiving with your families, and we will see you in 2 weeks. And actually, in 2 weeks, I'll be live from Hayward with my special guest for Bead Maker and Coffee.
Man, I don't want to miss this.
I know. Just change your return flight.
Yes.
You can fly with me.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks, Robyn. You guys have an awesome week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.